Hi, my name's ISC, or I Swear Chris, as I'm known on a few different platforms. Today I'm going to be trying a slightly new format for this video series, and you should let me know if it's any good down below. I'm going to be tackling two different tracks today, since it's going to be a little bit longer, but I'm going to be trying to drive a simple time trial on the track to get a feel for it, and then I'm going to go exploring and see if I can find some interesting strats or unique hidden things on the tracks. After that, I'm probably going to watch a best known time off screen, and then just try to emulate those strats and get an idealized, decent lap at the end. No promises it's going to be amazing or anything, but just a decent lap that kind of captures everything that the track's about. And then, yeah, we'll get to learn a little bit more about the tracks, see them in a little bit more of a broader context, and I could probably get better feedback at the end of it. So feel free to leave any comments or feedback down below if you'd like, and be sure to subscribe to Mayro on YouTube and me too if you'd like. Let's get into this. So the first track for today is going to be Starry City Escape. This track is by Bugsy. I remember it being a very insane kind of layout with a bunch of different routes and strats, so I wanted to tackle this one first just because it was pretty crazy and overwhelming. I think I really want to try to get into learning some of the more interesting and difficult strats on this track. I don't know if I can do it all super well, but I'll try my best to try to capture them. The physics in this game are a little different too than regular Mario Kart Wii, so we're going to have to kind of adapt to them on the fly, I think, too. It'll make some strats more difficult or less difficult, depending. But I remember the driving being pretty solid. There's one or two spots that are kind of interesting, kind of tricky to try to navigate on the first time, which is why I really wanted to try to tackle a track like this to begin with. Get this trick here. There's a lot of really satisfying little low air tricks here too. That's one of the big elements that I like about this track in particular. I'm not sure it's enunciated here, but I remember you're supposed to go left, I believe, lap 1, because it's faster. And then stuff out here falls down on lap 2, I believe. So there's multiple layers of depth to it. I like the low tricks. Those are really satisfying to do too. I know there's a route you go to the right there. I think it's slightly faster than doing this, but I'll just play it safe just to show off a regular lap without any kind of knowledge of it beforehand. I'm going to do one like this that's overwhelming that I know a little bit about first, and then I'm going to try to tackle one that's a little bit more complicated, or that isn't quite as complicated, that it's easier to do in a format like this for the next one. Just to make it a little bit easier and cleaner on myself too. So yeah, that's one lap of it. I'll run one more quick lap, cut out some excessive stuff and just show you it. I just realized how crazy this music is for this track too. Some rock stuff. I don't know what it is. I see. Yeah, it gets cut off on that side, so now I'm supposed to go this direction. It's forced actually. I didn't even know that. That makes it easier too. Oh god. I think you're supposed to go right there, actually. That was one thing that always gets me, is I think you're supposed to go right there. It's not super enunciated, but I'm pretty sure you're supposed to go right there. So let me see if I get this. Oh yeah, just barely. That was good. I think that's what I'm going to have to do on the idealized run for this track. That's going to be one of the strats. I know you can trick off that. See, I see a boost pad and trick ramp up top there. There's so much going on in this track. I wonder if that's faster to shoot yourself into the ceiling too, actually. That would make sense. Can you get up top there? Well, I don't know. That's going to be the first run for this track. It was pretty sloppy, pretty terrible, obviously. I just wanted to try to get an idea and show what it's like to try to drive the track regularly. For after this, I'm going to be looking around a little bit, so I'll probably cut out any parts where I'm not just seeing new stuff. So it'll be kind of like a montage style from here. I'll see you in a second. So one of the things that's killing me that I keep seeing is this ramp up here, and I feel like the strat is to go back here. Yeah. I wonder if this is any faster than going the other way around, because you have this too. I'm gonna have to experiment with this a little bit. I feel like this will be one of the ideal strats for this track, potentially. Especially since it's a 2-lapper, you might actually just perform this 1 lap. Or like 2 laps, and then like a different cut on another lap. So how does this work? Oh, I see. So it's like a 2-trimmer? Gotcha. And you cut off like those 2 turns there for it. That's pretty nice, actually. There's a few other things I noticed here too. Here there's like curved up road. I guess you're supposed to trick off of it too? Would be my guess. I don't know if you can shroom it or if you're not supposed to, but yeah, there you go. That's interesting. I wonder if that's faster. There's another thing I'm noticing back here too. There's so many routes on this track. There's like this landing area down here. I don't even know how you'd get over here. Could you? Oh, this falls down. I'm gonna get crushed by it, but I'm really curious. Like, I guess you're supposed to land down here somehow? Could you go underneath it somehow? That's crazy and very interesting. Oh, there you go. Oh, that's how it works. Okay, so that's what's happening, is that falls down and then you end up here, lap 2. Gotcha. That actually makes perfect sense then. Okay, never mind. I guess it's just an alternate route for lap 2. So there's this mushroom cut. Just take here for free. I remember seeing this one too, somewhere. I don't know if I've ever like used it ideally, but yeah, you're supposed to cut inside and then you end up going over top, I believe. I'll try that again in a second. I'm trying to catch any other little things I'm not noticing in this track out of the gates. Nothing there. Drive back here too. Nothing over here. I think we're catching the major shortcuts and routes now, though. There's probably a few other bits of tech to pick up, too, I really want to see. There's something up top here? I don't even know how you'd get there, either. Can you, like, land on here? No, it's out of bounds. Okay. See, doing a little bit of delving and exploring like this is going to help me to understand where potential routes and ideas are in this track. I know you can end up here somehow. Can you, like, jump up there? Oh, there's an extra route over on that side, actually. That's really interesting. I guess it's an extension of the other shortcut route that you could take. Maybe this one would be faster. I'm not even sure. I know you could get up top here somehow, because there's these other boost panels up here too. Might just be like jumping up with like really, really good execution and timing. Oh, I see. That's probably way faster too, because then you can get the trick. And I know there's like the ability to land on top of these rails from those, like, and I believe they give you tricks if you jump up those. So one thing I'm noticing too, this has to be a cut. Like, there's no way. Like, this seems way too, like, you could just like mushroom off this maybe. This has to be possible, right? Oh, maybe not. I guess he has a respawn plane there. Never mind. I feel like that would be a really cool shortcut, but I guess there's plenty on this track already, so you don't even really need it. Probably impossible to cut that turn too, I bet. Which I don't think you'd even want to when you already have the other one anyway, so. I'm going to drive like one more clean lap on lap 1 too, just so I can experiment with the other route too, just to make sure I'm not missing anything. But I think we have the major gist of things here. Let me show off this route properly. You're supposed to go this way and do this. Those low tricks are very satisfying. One more time. See, fast falling, Mayro's fast falling makes it interesting there. Because the fast falling physics I'm trying to get used to, it makes route splits like that a little bit more interesting and difficult. So how do you get up here? I still gotta figure that out. I feel like there's some alt route over here that I'm missing. I'll have to experiment with that. Maybe it's like a lap 1 thing or something, I bet. Anyway, let me reload one more time and try to experiment with the first lap route real quick too. And then I'm gonna watch BKT run and try to emulate their strats a little bit and see if we can get a really good lap on this track that's pretty sturdy. Honestly, this track is extremely pretty. I've never really thought like too much of it. I mean, it's obviously very, very, very pretty. I'm trying to think of any recommendations too while I'm just driving it. I guess the boost particle effect thingy, or like the boost effect on these boost panels looks kind of interesting. He has like a plane that's like extruded up along the boost panels that is just like the same texture of the boost panel going left and right, I believe. It looks kind of interesting. I would maybe suggest like culling it out, or like parts of it out somehow, like vertex alpha, something like that. Or just doing an alternate pattern or something to make it look even cooler. That's just a minor thing to mention though. Okay, so here, let's see if there's anything along this route that I missed. There's this, which I don't think really does anything. I'm sure, oh my god, I fell off. Does it respawn me over here? It does. I want to see if there's any kind of, because there's this over here. How do I get over here? Like there's stuff I'm missing. I feel like there's got to be a way over there. It looks way too convenient, you know? And I know you can land below. Maybe that's like the strat to get over there. Can you go around this somehow? It's gonna count me out. No? Can you? Well, now this is really interesting. Maybe it's this, like, a little hidden thing over there. One-sided? It is. Okay, cool. Really interesting. I'm trying to pick up everything that I can get from this track. Because I know there's that top route shortcut that we failed a few times. Let's see. Is there anything over here that I'm missing? Oh, does it get lifted? Is that what's happening? Is it open now or something? I'm so confused. I feel like there's still stuff I'm missing, and I'm exploring pretty hard on this track. Yeah, like, it's up here now, too. This is interesting to think about conceptually. There's so much going on in this track. It's actually overwhelming at a point. Oh, I just thought about it. Can you get up top here? That would actually make sense as a way to get over to the other route, actually. That's being, like, hidden, I think. Can I get up top again? Yes. Can I land up there? That's what I'm trying to figure out. Maybe. Probably not. It seems like it was boarded off. Can I get it over here? You can. So this is how you're intended to do it, I think. Land up here and then shroom. Can you get over here some other way? I see. So it's all just like a ruse. So you're supposed to land up here, use a shroom, and then you can get an extra flip trick off of this. I wonder if there's a second part to this cut. Like maybe you can land up here or something. Save a little bit of time that way. I don't know if that would be an optimal strat, but it is interesting to consider. Anyway, I think we've done a pretty good job of exploring this track. I don't think I've missed too much. If I have, it's probably smaller stuff, little technical stuff. I think I've shown off most of the strats, so I'm gonna call it good here, and I'm gonna look up a time trial for this track and see if I can find a really good one that shows off the major strats and tech on this track as best as possible. And I'm gonna do my best to try to emulate it and create a really good lap for you guys here. I'll cut out any kind of boring attempts or anything in between. Maybe I'll show off like one or two if there's any memorable moments or failures. But yeah, should be all good. I'll see you guys in a second. I'll probably just play some music or something over top of the run when it's all done, because I don't think I'm gonna be able to commentate it. Let's do this. That angle. This is a tricky course to try to maximize everything on it. Some of these I'm not even sure would be online safe unless you're like really willing to risk it. Oh my god, I'm missing every MT on the planet. And all the low tricks too. This is not a good enough run, there's no way. It's good practice though. Okay, so I see. You have to like start outside and go inside on that one, I think. One of the hardest tracks ever. Straight up. This track is really, really hard, but extremely fun. I'm gonna be honest with you. This is like a ridiculously hard course. It's making my brain explode into a million pieces. Because you have to be like actively thinking the entire time. There's like no moment of like any kinds of breaks in here. It's just like back to back to back strat and tech. It's nuts. Holy fucking shit. Pardon my French, but we did it. Oh my god. That was one of the hardest tracks I've ever had to time trial in my entire life. I don't even know if I did the optimal strats. I tried my best. If that one at the end isn't the optimal shroom spot for lap 2, it's probably the one like mud cut where you go over top. But I am I know it's not perfect. I made some mistakes. I did some errors. I wasn't even planning to go for the full 2 lap, where I was only planning to go for 1 lap. But holy moly, dude. Oh my god. It took about an hour to get that run, and that's a pretty decent run for my standards, so I almost want to see what I messed up on, but I feel like it was pretty sturdy from what I remember. That was an insane track, dude. That's good enough for me, though. That is one hard-ass track, and very fun. I actually really loved it. I don't think there's too much to complain about for me. Maybe make some of the tricks more sticky in some way. Reorient like the section with the metal grates to be a little bit like more straightforward or something, because some of the turns are a little bit sketchy. But otherwise, holy crap, that is one hell of a track. I'm really excited to see this in CTGP if he, because I know Bugsy is working on it in the thread for it, and my god, what a cool course though. That's like that's one of my favorite courses right now. Really hard though, but good freaking job, Bugsy. Good job. I can't wait to see what other stuff you make in the future too. Holy crap. Okay, so after that insane absurdity, I didn't really expect Starry to be that absurd, but I'm glad I took care of it, because that one is a nuts-ass course, and it really deserves a fun little time trial attempt like that. After doing that, we're going to go a little bit slower, a little bit easier. I'm just going to do good old SNES Donut Plains 2. I don't know too much about this track or how to drive it right now. I'm just going to drive a quick little lap of it. Quick 3-lapper, see if we can get any kind of indication of any potential tech or strats here. It should just be a very simple little lines-based course. And I need something like that after Starry City Escape. Holy moly. Oh, you can't ride that. Never mind. But yeah, this track should be fairly simple. You just gotta nail the alignments on some turns. I don't think I'm gonna try to TT it fully. I'll probably just do a single lap run unless I get like a magic moment like what happened with Starry. But it's nuts, man. Time trialing these tracks is really fun too, so I may have to pick up some of this in the future too. Yeah, this should be a nice and simple little time trial. Probably like a minute and a half, I bet. Again, I assume this is ZPL just based off of like the flowers and the Mario Kart 8 scenery. Just the really nice decoration. And just overall good simplicity of it. Can you drive on that? I'm trying to notice any shortcuts too while I'm over here. I think it's just going to be driving on the mud. Can you? Yeah, you can. It's just a little sketchy. So maybe you do actually want to drive on the mud. Is there any other tech here? It just looks like lines, yeah. Maybe you go over here. Yeah, I see that too. So there's a shortcut over there you want to take. I'll give that a shot in a second when I get some more mushrooms. And this too? I wonder if this is a strat that you'd want to take. Interesting. Like from here, it would just be maximizing MTs, I think. MTs and where you want to do them. Can you go inside? Kinda. Okay. I'm gonna do a little bit of strat exploration, just try to figure out a few of these cuts, see what we can do. I don't think I have to go too crazy on this track. I think we already see like what this is gonna be about. Let me show them off real quick though. See if I can figure them out a little bit. Is it inside here? Yeah, it is. Is it a 2-shroomer? I assume it's a 2-shroomer. Maybe you could like empty into it. Let me try this real quick. Yeah, let me try emptying into it actually. Like, so you're like over here. You'd be wheeling into it, and then you get an empty out, like into the grass, maybe. Actually, maybe. Interesting. Okay, so you want to land like to the right. That's probably the strat then, because the other one is that one, and that seems kind of small. And just, I mean, you're cutting off like a tiny turn. And I don't think there's anything else. I'll check real quick just to make sure. Like, you could probably, you know, mushroom around this turn in a time, or for an online setting or something. And with these physics, it makes this so much easier too. Yeah. Okay. I don't think there's anything else that I can see, so I'm just gonna try to see if I can maximize this shortcut, figure it out, and get a good, really, like a good solid 1 or 2 laps on this track, maybe 3 if I'm feeling up to it. But what's important to me is just showing off the major tech and trying to prove that I can learn a little bit about these. Let's get it. I'll take that. That's a decent-ish lap to kind of showcase it all. There's a few things that obviously didn't show there, or may have like messed up on a little bit. Some of the alignments are a little bit weird, but I think that'd be about the right strats. The Monties are actually surprisingly oppressive and kind of annoying on the track, but it's actually in a good way. They're in a really cool position, especially for like lap 1 and 2, I've noticed. Anyway, I'll wrap it up here and get to the outro real quick too. That was great. This one's a pretty good track too. It's just a really solid retro and kind of an interesting remake. I like some of the ideas here too. Like the shortcut is really fun. So I really like this track too. It's just a really concise little cool course with some interesting ideas and tech. So nice, simple, clean, another really good CPL retro, and it was really nice to cool down after Starry with this one. Okay guys, holy crap. This was a completely different style of video than I've ever done. It was kind of fun too. Very mind-bending, crazy, insane. Starry was one of my favorite tracks I've ever played, probably, especially trying to learn the tech for it. That was nuts. I do really like SNES Donut Plains 2 as well, and it was a lot of fun trying to get some kind of, not good time trial, but like within an hour time trial-ish. That's about as long as it took me to get that Starry one. I'm sure there's stuff that you could optimize better, but it was just kind of try to show like what kinds of ideas were put into that track and kind of show the love that the authors put into the track. So realistically, expect some more tracks like this in the future, or videos in these more unconventional kind of styles, and I'll try to mix up some different things every now and again to try to make the series just as fresh as I can. Thanks for watching, guys. If you have any kinds of comments or feedback, again, drop it down below. I'll always read them, always heart react them, listen to whatever you guys have to tell me, and I'll try to incorporate more stuff into the future. Thanks for watching. Have a great day. Peace.